Yes, I am Randina Marie.
And I am Chelsea Rose. We are both here with Brilliance Meets Beauty.
And we are filming from Torrey Pines, California in beautiful La Jolla. And this is another bonus video for you that we thought that we would do here because the scenery is so beautiful. And this is about muscle testing and how to get clear and accurate answers for your internal questions.
So as we said, we're here with muscle testing today. The advantages to muscle testing, it's absolutely numerous. Just the other day I was sitting down on the floor of PetSmart muscle testing for which particular shampoo I wanted to use for my dogs. And so I use this everywhere, supplements. If I feel a little bit confused in any of the relationships in my life, I always
men
test
especially.
myself.
Is this one good for me?
This is how, if you got a new for Brandina and you
If
don't
I
know
just
why
suddenly
she
stop
declined
talking to you, it's because I muscle tested and you were a no.
So there's a few different ways that muscle testing is done. What I've discovered, what Randina's discovered through different spiritual teachers and healers, is that when you are muscle testing, finding something that is absolutely consistent for you is number one, and starting with grounding yourself is very, very important.
Yes.
So
Setting your ego aside, connecting to your higher self, and then going into it. So we're going to show you the process so that you can understand what it is that we're talking about.
okay, and we didn't choose this location really by accident. We thought it was a perfect place to be grounded and connected. So that is what we're doing here. So when we come into muscle testing, if I was doing it for somebody else, if I was to muscle test somebody else, I'm going to have them connect on their non-dominant hand, which for Randina is her left hand for a lot of us. Her ring finger and her thumb are going to create a circle and a link here, like this. Okay, she's going to hold with just in her eyes, it's not a tension, it's not a pressure. She's just making a connection. Yeah. As I come through here, I'm going to start with calibration first and foremost to test what is strong and what's not strong. For some people, it will be a little bit different. If your fingers break just a little on every strength and then they separate on the full one, that's okay. But keeping a consistency and grounding yourself and calibrating yourself in the beginning is important.
And the first thing to do is you want to take a deep breath and ground yourself, and then say in your mind, I set my ego aside for the purpose of clarity. And then you want to connect to your higher self. All you have to do is say it, even if it feels like nothing is happening, it is. So you set your ego aside, you connect to your higher self, and then you take a deep breath, and then you ask a question.
So through calibrating, you want to pick a series of questions that you know are truth for the person or for yourself, and that you know are false for a person or yourself, so that you can start to see what is true and what is false. So we'll demonstrate that a bit here. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and ground myself as well, since I am working on her. My name is Randina. I am the author of Unleash Your Sexy, Part 1, Behold the Right Woman. I am a fish. I picked something absolutely absurd.
It's better than squirrel.
We want to see what's strong, we want to see what's weak, and we want there to be a very obvious difference between the two. My name is Teresa. I am a woman. So you can see what's holding strong, what's holding weak. My pressure maintains the same through any question. Her pressure maintains the same through any of the questions.
Yeah.
So,
And you're not like, even if you were doing it like that, you would still, on the very deep nose, you still will not be able to hold it. But the best thing to do is just hold it at a point to where if you were holding a piece of paper and you didn't want it to fall. So you're not going to squeeze the piece of paper and you're not going to tear it, you're just going to kind of hold it.
And for those of you that are like, okay, you can let go and you know it's false. Remember that when you're checking in with yourself to muscle test, it's because you don't know where you stand on something.
Well,
and that's
do
why
it on
you're doing
yourself
it.
and you'll see.
Yeah. So there was one time when I had tested for I love myself, and I thought that was the truth because, of course, ego tells us, oh, I love myself. I know I have to love myself. Men don't love women that aren't in love with themselves. And so I actually repeated that statement, and it really shot, like, my fingers exploded from one another. I felt energy push them apart. So you have to do it for yourself to realize that. But Randina and I
You could call me Siri.
Well, I was going to say we go through a series of questions to continue to do this, but I won't take too much time of your day. You're not always going to have a friend who's on the same page as you. You're not always going to have a healer with you. So if Randina was wanting to do something like this herself, she would simply release the ring finger, which actually, from a radial standpoint, connects to her heart, and come into her pinky finger, and then using the dominant hand to basically insert almost a needle into the two. And she's going to press, again, same pressure.
And so this I could do to myself. So my name is Randina, and it's strong.
where it should be. It's like digging in Mary Poppins' bag. All right, so with Randina holding this, she just walked past this on the beach and was really drawn to it, so she came to muscle test for if it's good for her.
Oh, is this stone good for me? Ooh, that's a really strong one.
The more and more familiar you get with this particular work of muscle testing, the more consistent and easier that it gets. But up front, if you're having a hard time doing it on yourself, don't be concerned with that. It takes a little bit more grounding, a little bit more work, which is what healing is. Any one of us is a healer. We can all heal ourselves. There's just certain people that are a little bit more connected, a little bit more intuitive because they're looking for that intuitiveness and they're looking for that. They have that intention of being a healer, so they can provide the modality for you until you can do it yourself. So if you feel like I feel nothing that is not working, please, there's plenty of studies for you to look into with kinesiology.
David, yeah, amazing.
Absolutely
Power versus
amazing.
Force is a movie. They should make it a movie. But the book is something that you should get.
Yeah, you read or listen to that book and then go ahead and try muscle testing on yourself and you'll see leaps and bounds. It's so much stronger for you because now you have inherent belief.
Yeah, and it just makes things so much more congruent because I remember when I was going to invest in a particular venture and I was kind of unsure about whether it was a good idea for me to do or not, and I was kind of agonizing over it a little bit. I wasn't able to sleep, and then when I finally did go to sleep, when I woke up in the morning, I was standing in my kitchen and I said, is this a good venture for me to invest in or no? And it was no. And once that happened, I was like, okay, I feel congruent saying no, and I can move forward, and it's okay, and I'm on to the next thing that's in my highest and best interest. So it's really a way to make a quick decision to make the right decision for you, and then you feel good about it. When you feel good about the decisions that you're making, you can make any decision congruently in your life.
What's exciting for me with muscle testing too is that it's not something that is remaining so under wraps anymore. It's not just something that's woo-woo anymore. I've had conversations. This older lady once upon a time last week was walking past me and she was talking to me about how she muscle tested for a particular fruit that she was suggested by her doctor to consume, and she muscle tested no for it. And so her body has a sensitivity to those fruits. And so it was cool that without any invite from me or any suggestion from me, she brought that up, and it just reminds me that everybody is coming onto this knowledge because it's science.
It is science.
More and more. So hopefully you can use the muscle testing, the kinesiology to your advantage. It is a tool for you. I hope that this helps clarify how you can do it yourself. Join us for more bonus videos of how to bring Unleash Your Sexy Part 1 alive in your life.
Right, and for also how to have more confidence and for visualizing correctly. That one's coming to you as well. So it's amazing, and we're glad that you're here on